I made an alter ego as a joke 10 years ago and now he shows as a tenant on our credit reports and will potentially prevent us from buying our dream home. So, technically it was not today, but today was the day I realized how extensive the issue is. To back up about 10 years, I created this fake persona as a joke to fug with my boss at the time who had a good sense of humor but was insanely gullible. He was frantically trying to hire for a sales position and wasn't getting any applicants and said I'd hire about anyone right now, so I said okay. I created this ridiculously outlandish but believable resume with a bunch of funny titles and job responsibilities for this southern redneck named Ricky who was the assistant to the VP of local janitorial operations at Chuck E. Cheese and was a semi-retired rock star and an ex-pit stop mechanic for Dale back in the day. I created a whole crazy backstory on a cover letter and applied for the job but made it sound almost believable. I even went as far as to trim my beard down to a Hulk Hogan mustache and I have this surprisingly realistic mullet wig I used for a Joe Dirt costume in middle school and sent him an email a few days after applying with a really cringe candid headshot my girlfriend at the time took and sent it to him. In the emails, I told him I was going to roll up to the office soon on the spot for an interview because he would have been stupid not to hire me. He had no idea it was me, so I started fucking with him even more and calling his office phone doing my deep southern accent. Not hard because I grew up in the South and have an accent in me, so I basically dropped my voice an octave and do a Blake Shelton impression, haha, and telling him I was ready to work and he was mildly concerned this weirdo was going to show up one day. I told absolutely nobody I was doing this and was dying hearing him talk about this weird dude who keeps calling him. Then, on a Friday before a holiday, I came into the office. With the wig, stash, jean jacket, my boots, and an Ozzy Osbourne shirt I found at Goodwill and kept in character for most of the day. Best work day ever, haha. The rest of the company found out about this and thought it was the funniest thing ever, as did my friends and family, so it became kind of a bit and evolved into this alter ego thing. We had this office that was repurposed as a storage room nobody went into and they put a nameplate on the door for Ricky, and from what I understand that was Ricky's office for several years even after I left. From there I created a Facebook page, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube etc. over a period of several years. I just post stupid poop here and they're like crazy redneck stories he had in horrendous grammar, random YouTube videos, and just random stuff. It's become like a lore at this point and I've just kept it going because I've had fun with it. My friends will contact me and say what's old slick Rick been getting into these days? And I got really proficient at Photoshop, so I put him into pictures and create a funny backstory as to how he got there. He will absolutely be in attendance at the front row of the inauguration in a few days somehow, and I've put out a couple songs in his voice where I played the guitar intentionally crappy and did a diss track a few months ago. I literally learned how to play guitar decently so I could intentionally do it poorly. It has been really a good way for me to connect with a lot of my friends in different places I don't see often anymore and makes me happy. I know it makes them smile. It got to a point where it started to overlap and I let the hillbilly hellraising energy carry over into my daily life a bit and can flip the accent on and off, haha. I work as a sales director in a leadership position at a software company. Now that's pretty high stress sometimes, so it's almost like an outlet where I can tune down my IQ a lot and just do stupid poop and not take life so seriously. Nothing wrong with bringing a little laughter into people's lives, and I still think it's hilarious making stuff up for it. His slogan is mopping floors, drinking Coors. I bought a C8 Corvette a few years ago and really played into the trailer park Ferrari jokes, haha. But it makes me really happy this stupid ass bit brings laughter to the lives of people I care about a decade later, and I literally crackle when I create stupid ass scenarios and posts for him. I'll go look through them sometimes and I'm like, how the fuck did I even come up with that? Anyways, I started using his namesake for random things, burner emails, things I don't want to sign up for using my name, referrals for services, etc. Basically I signed him up for everything I didn't want to or as an extra account legally that doesn't require a social security number. Ol' Ricky has a poop ton of Starbucks rewards, that's for damn sure, lol. This was all fun and games until today. My wife and I are currently trying to sell our current home and we put in an offer that was accepted this morning. When working with a lender today, I have a credit monitoring program and I called and asked a few verification questions since I have my credit, and one of them came up and asked for known associates and Ricky came up and I was like, what? After looking at my credit report, when my wife and I got married 2 years ago, we ended up renting out her home to this really kind older gentleman who still lives there. However, on not only my credit report but my wife's it shows Ricky as the tenant and a known associate on background checks and searches. It also shows him as a co-tenant at a corporate apartment I rented 5 years ago at every credit agency. He apparently even shows up in his own background checks minus a social. I'm assuming this is due to data mining poop, but this is specifically problematic because when I brought this up to our lender and said, that's a problem as we intend to keep the rental. Somehow, our actual tenant doesn't even show up for them and they just see Ricky, which is very difficult to articulate. Ricky is someone who doesn't exist but has an actual renter who does exist but doesn't show up as a tenant other than the lease documents we have.